Hello everyone and welcome to my Let's Play of Perfect Cherry Blossom. I'm super excited to finally be able to Let's Play this particular game, as PCB is without a doubt my favorite game in the series. It's easily the game I've spent the most time in, so in this episode, we are not actually going to play the main game. Since PCB is complicated with its systems, I wanted to have a mechanics episode. I guess you could call this a part 0. So we're going to go into practice mode and I'll explain a bit about the system. But first, let's talk about the characters. So, in this game, instead of 2 playable characters, we get 3 this time. We've got Reimu, Marissa, and, drumroll, Sakuya! Yeah, she was a boss in EOSD, but now she gets to be playable in this game. It's kinda cool. So, in this game, every character has some differences that I'd like to discuss. They all have different movement speeds, a different amount of bombs on each life, and other gimmicks as well. So let's start with Reimu. Reimu has a medium unfocused speed and a slow focus speed. She gets 3 bombs per life, and her 2 special gimmicks are that she has the smallest hitbox and the longest death bomb timer. I know it says longest border of life and death, but what that means is death bomb timer. Yeah. So, now for Marissa. Marissa has the fastest unfocused speed and a moderately fast focus speed. She only gets 2 bombs per life. Thankfully her shot types are really strong though and damage, so that kind of makes up for it a bit. Her 2 special gimmicks are that she has the lowest POC line and the lowest threshold for the maximum item value, which is something we'll get into when we do the scoring episode in the future. You might have seen the thing that says cherry penalty for bombs. I'm going to talk about that in the scoring episode. So anything that has to do with like the cherry point item value and all that will be discussed later. So Sakuya. So Sakuya has a medium normal speed, fast focus speed, even faster than Marissa's. So it can be a little hard to dodge with Sakuya. And it's also kind of weird that her unfocused speed isn't that much faster than the focus speed. So there's not too much of a difference. But she does get 4 bombs per life, so that's really useful. And both of her gimmicks are scoring gimmicks. Largest graze area and fewest cherry penalty on death. So, now it's time to talk a little bit about the cherry border system, and I guess I'll just play as Marissa, since why not? I'll go ahead and play, let's just play stage 3 since it's a really cool stage. Alright, so, in this game, there is a unique system called the cherry border system. What a border does is it gives you, it auto-collects all the items for you, and it kind of gives you a free hit, because if you get hit during a border, you don't lose any resources. However, if you time the border without getting hit, then you get significant scoring benefits, which I'll talk about in the scoring episode. To get a border, what you have to do is raise what is called the cherry plus, which is in the bottom left side of the screen. To raise this, you can either shoot at enemies and bosses or get those pink cherry items that you might see. The value of the pink cherry items, the rate at which it increases your cherry plus, is dependent on how many spells you have captured. So in the late game they will be worth more, which means you can get more borders. Oh, and there we go, we got a border. So during a border, as you can see, there's like a spell circle that goes around your character and shrinks. So it'll still go away on its own even if you don't get hit. You can also raise your cherry plus by shooting. If you shoot at bosses, you can raise it by unfocusing and focusing, but the rate at which you get cherry plus while focusing is lower than the rate while you get unfocused. And if you shoot stage enemies, you will get cherry plus, but only if you're shooting them while unfocused. So you won't get cherry plus if you're shooting stage enemies while focused. I know that's a lot to take in, but yeah, this is why I kind of wanted another episode to go along with this. And really, that's about all the basics of the cherry system. So yeah, that's about all I really wanted to cover. So next time we're going to actually go and do a full run, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, and I'm not sure who I'm gonna use yet, but I guess I'll let it be a surprise. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe, and spread the word.